So the first condo I ever bought after my mission, I was like 22 years old and I paid 68,000 for it. And
Gosh, that just
I
seems
think
wild
it was
to me.
like, I think it was my first mortgage was like somewhere in the fives, and then my second mortgage, I had a small second mortgage on it, but I think my second mortgage was like 6.8.
There we are.
But that was probably 2004 ish. No, sorry, 2006. 2006.
Or it's 2 decades ago. That's a long time.
Yeah.
The crazy thing is that's you buying peak market, and in hindsight, again, 68,000. I'm like, that feels wrong.
Yeah, it's like
Like,
some guys are probably listening to this like, I wish I paid that less, that much for my truck. Like I paid more, for my
Right.
truck than I paid for,
right.
yeah, for that. Yeah, those same condos are probably selling for like low to mid 300s right now.
Totally believe
So,
it too.
Yeah.
It's just wild. So, what is coming from your experience? Because house hacking, from your perspective, wasn't necessarily too difficult. It was actually a lot easier than you thought. What was one of the, or were there any surprises that you have had as a first-time landlord in a house hack?
I do remember one case where we were in between renters, so we put something on KSL, and we had somebody. Again, I'm a pretty trusting guy.
Right. I feel like most of us are.
And
That's usually the first thing said before something really bad happens.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so here's the tea. I'm teeing it up really well, right? And we had, I think, I'm trying to remember the details of the story, but I think it was a single mom, and she had this sob story, and I was just trying to be the nice guy. And all of a sudden, she hadn't moved in, but then this old boyfriend moved in, and he was sleeping on the floor. And anyway, we were able to cut it off pretty quickly, but it turned into one of those scenarios where, like, I tell people, like, house hacking is the best way to get into real estate, bar none. But you also have to be extra cautious because whoever you're renting to is also attached to your, basically part of your home. Mm-hmm. So if you can figure out the best ways to filter or, make sure that whoever's renting from you is solid, then yeah, because I learned that way.
Your bad apple prevention.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
And that's a difficult one too. And this is something we can talk about later, but like fair housing laws and not discriminating. But like in my experience of managing rentals, whenever you have a boyfriend-girlfriend situation, man, those relationships don't always last very long, and it can really ruin it for you if you're renting to one or both.
Yeah,
of them.
and you can get drug into a lot of the drama and stuff that happens that you don't want the police showing up ever. But yeah, when it's someone you're renting to, you're like, oh, here we go.
You're like, I just became that neighbor. In the neighborhood.
Yeah. I'm gonna be baking a lot of cookies this Sunday to apologize to all the neighbors.
The cop lights at 11 p.m. That was me. My bad.
Yeah.
Tenants are gone now.
Yep.
Okay. So if someone were to come to you today and say, hey, I want a house hack, what would be your number one tip for them?
Just to make sure that they're comfortable with it. Like, okay, here's what you're signing up for. Like, here's the pros, and I guess some of the cons that we've discovered or discussed. But I would just say, make sure that they're eyes wide open going into it, so that you're not the one looking like the bad guy if they get into a scenario that doesn't fit what they're hoping for or expecting. So,
and that's fair to say. I think some people assume that it's really easy or it's really hard, but something as simple as you are sharing walls.
Mm-hmm.